Hello, this is Janet Rebay, and today I'm going to demonstrate how I created this background of watercolor effect using an embossing folder, some distress inks and some spritzer. Right, so I have two samples. This is not the original card that I showed you on my blog, but that seems to have done a disappearing act. Perhaps it doesn't like the camera. Anyway, I had to make another one, so this is my second attempt. This is a different color combination following the same technique, and now we'll look at what we need. So you start off having embossing folders, distress inks, some kind of spritzer. It can be the big one or the little one. I don't know. And I'm working on a craft sheet because it makes it easier, and of course you will need an embossing machine. So let's start. Embossing folders have the top side and the bottom side. We're going to ink the top side because this is where the background is formed. That's going to be the back of the page. Right, when we choose our inks, start with the palest color because then your inks won't get dirty. So I'm applying quite a lot of ink. I'm starting with shabby shutters. I'm going to add some tumbled glass, maybe not as dark as I thought it was going to be, and I'm going to touch with some faded jeans. Then you're going to spritz it with some water. Now when you're spritzing, it's good to keep a little bit of a distance because then the droplets are much smaller. You need to give enough water so that the ink runs together and goes on the card, but you don't want to have too much so that the water ends up being pushed into the embossed section. Right, as you do that you'll see that there's balls, little dots being formed. I think a bit more on this end. There we go, that's better. And I'm going to use watercolor paper as it works very well with this procedure. Tuck it into the end, close your folder, turn it around. Now it's a good idea to put it through your embossing machine with the top side up, not the other way around, because if it's the other way, the embossing side will be lower than the background. And as the ink is pushed, it will go into the lower section. Obviously, gravity works, as we all know. Right, so I'm going to put this through the machine. Right, now this is the one part that I really like. Can you see how it pushes the ink towards the embossed sections, and then of course the ink can't go any further. So you end up having thicker sections where the embossed sections have come. The embossed sections are still stayed white, so it means I didn't have too much. I could actually take this off a bit of the card. I wanted to take some off that white there. There we go. Quite an easy and quite a stunning result. So you can try all different colors, combinations, and folders. Pink one. Right, there was one little other tip I forgot to tell you. In fact, if you turn it over, you get quite a lovely effect too. Although it is the reverse embossed, you don't get much of the ink coming through except where it's pooled in the sections where the embossed has stopped the ink from flowing any further. Quite a nice effect on itself as well. So there you go, and now you can go and have fun.